protecting yourself from their pressure, from doing what you want to do, or, I don't know, brainwashing you? And B, how do you plan on enlightening them and kind of showing them, you know, the light, we'll say? How do you plan
a lot of prayer and meditation on your part. To start with, but there's a lot more to the answer than that. I wanted to say, first of all, I take no money from corporate lobbyists for my campaign, and that's why I will not be bought by them, unlike many other people in Congress. So we start with that, and we join the Progressive Caucus. There's 70 members in the House of Representatives who are like what we believe in, what everyone here believes in, an alternative way of developing this world. And they're already there, 70 out of 435. So we'll try to spread that across the country by campaigning throughout the country and speaking on radio and also word of mouth and on the internet about these ideas, and involving Evolver and other folks like you, groups like you, to reach out in a network. How to protect myself? That has to be divine intervention. It has to be something that I'm not worried about my life. You know, I think if you're going to go into this field, you better be willing to give your life.
Because there's still the majority of them are against this.
Yes, and the lobbyists are controlling them. The corporate lobbyists and big oil company lobbyists and all that, you know.
Yeah, so when, let's just say they all try to gang up on you, like, you know, a big group of bullies at a school. I mean, regardless, you're going to have to physically also protect yourself.
Oh, physically? Any bodyguards under with sunglasses ready to go? No, I'm not too worried about the physical protection part, but thank you for being concerned about that, you know, and maybe we'll consider that also. But I think when you're on the right path, and where there is no vision, the people perish. That's what the scripture says. But when you have the vision, which we all do, all of you have the same vision, I can see it and feel it here, we will be invulnerable, because change will come based on that vision, on that dream that people like Harriet Tubman and Dr. King and Cesar Chavez had, and many environmentalists today have, to create sustainable earth, sustainability. We have that vision, we'll be unstoppable. I mean, there may be a few people that might on the way suffer a bit, because remember Mahatma Gandhi's movement in India to get millions of people to overthrow imperialism and to bring justice and fair and freedom? A few people died in that, didn't they? But no one lifted a hand to fight back, and that's the whole thing. That's ahimsa, soul force. The soul force will free us and keep us strong. And if we physically, one or two of us, or myself, if something happens to us physically, that doesn't matter. The whole dream will continue to be, and the vision will continue to be implemented, and our soul will continue living. And the same thing will happen, the world will continue to change, and the universe will evolve in the right way. So I'm not worried about that. But thank you for being concerned about it. Okay?
Next question.
Yes.
My name is Kirsten.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi. I heard you speak about the healthcare issue, and I think groups like this are really fantastic.
Yeah.
I get the feeling like groups like this are great for networking, but most people here kind of are already on that path. What would be a suggestion from you to spread this, spread this message to your everyday person, as well as kind of, there seems to be, back in the 60s during the civil rights movement, there were people in the streets, and I don't see that, the healthcare issue.
Right, very, very good question. How do we spread this message that we all believe in to the rest of the public so we can really make the changes? And it's called inside-outside strategy. The outside part is actually demonstrating out in the street and non-violently protesting for the righteous cause, but also getting people like me elected, working on a campaign. In fact, Frank, are you here, Frank? Frank Dawoji, my friend here. Frank is a political science graduate from Cal State. He worked, I've known him for 30 years. Frank came up with a plan along with me that's called implementing direct democracy. And it has to do with neighborhood councils, neighborhood residence committees. And we are encouraging every one of you to get involved with us, but also with other progressive candidates by setting up committees in your neighborhood to make phone calls about this message. This is not about me getting elected, right, Jerry Lee? This is not about me getting elected. This is about a movement we're starting here. A spiritual and political, economic, and sustainable movement that can be spread only through your word of mouth. So you can set up committees with us. Frank will help you with that. We'll take volunteer names, in fact. You can go to our website as well and get a hold of us. And then we'll set up committees, neighborhood committees in this area, in various districts, and also in Orange County. How many of you are from Orange County? Raise your hands, please. One or two. How many are from Long Beach or Los Angeles? Wonderful. A lot of voters here, but still we value everyone from Orange County as well. We'll help them set up committees there as well to spread the word. And I'm a college professor of political science. A lot of my students get involved, as other students do, with grassroots networking on campaigns and other issues, and environmental issues. So we can do it, people to people, okay? Just get a hold of Frank before you leave. Or Brett. Where's Brett, my campaign manager? He's here also. Thank you, Brett.
Question right here.
Yes, question right here.
That'll be our last one.
Okay, this has been wonderful. Yes, sir.
So,
kind of considering all the different options as far as evolving the society,
Yes.
how have you arrived at the political realm as being the most effective realm as far as there's a million other ways? So why this avenue?
What a great question. How did I arrive at the political realm being the path that I would choose to help bring about these changes that we all are interested in? When there are many other ways, aren't there? There's nonprofit ways, there's volunteer work. The way I arrived at it was to see what happened both in India and the United States. You know, especially in the United States, where Dr. Martin Luther King, when he led this social revolution for equal rights, and he didn't just only have people out there rallying and demonstrating and nonviolently breaking the law for higher law, but he actually registered people to vote. And he got people to register other people to vote and to get them to vote in blocks for the right legislators, for people who could get to power and make the actual changes there at the governmental level. But I firmly believe in ground-up change, not top-down. You see what I'm saying? So I think we can combine this whole idea of volunteerism, of being involved in sustainable activity at the local level, at the personal level, with the political structure, with trying to, let's put the righteous people into politics. Why do we default and give it up to the unrighteous who are taking money and legalize bribery? Why do we want to give it up, even though many of you are doing great work on a personal level in a voluntary way? I would like to encourage you to also get involved in politics in the right way. And the word politics comes from the word polis. The Greek word polis meant city or community, right? So what does that mean to be political? It's a very positive thing, unlike what we think today. To be political means to be involved with the life and direction and decisions of and for the community. Anyone argue against that? Being involved with the community? So to be political is nothing to be ashamed of. That's where I got to that point. To understand that it takes a spiritual awareness, but also an actual political action. It's called praxis, putting theory and practice together. And many spiritual traditions have this as well. One last question, did you say?
Yeah, down on the white shirt.
Thank you.
My name is Chet.
How are you doing, Chet?
I'm okay.
All right.
I want to know what, if you're elected, what you personally plan to do to begin to heal the wounds that not only our government, but the Western world historically has caused in the Middle East.
In the Middle East, you said specifically? Oh, absolutely. That, in fact, is...
It's a very, very complex question.
Yes.
A lot of different layers.
Certainly. In terms of foreign policy, that is my top priority, because the Middle East has been at the apex or the crux of so much instability and violence in the world. And I would say that's a priority, to make sure that the Palestinians have equal justice to be able to have their own homeland, their own country, as long as and also Israel, to have security in their own country, to go back to the pre-67 borders. But I would have a hands-on approach. I would take a lot of trips over there, meet with leaders of both sides. I'd bring Americans who are interested in peace from various ethnic groups with me to meet with the leaders of Israel and Palestine and the local people there, not the leaders only, but the actual populations. And let's have a people-to-people exchange. And when people see how much everyone is desiring peace, the leaders will have to follow. I love the phrase that was once put on a button that my friend Michael Parenti gave me. The button said, "If the people lead, the leaders will follow." How you like that? So we can do that on a people-to-people basis, and that will be a priority for me in terms of that foreign policy issue, as well as trying to promote better relations around the world through diplomacy and negotiation, as opposed to just pulling the trigger firsthand. Okay? Thank you so much. Am I missing anything? MatthewsForCongress.org. It's great to be here with the artists and everyone else. Thank you so much again.